They have to get Weisselberg. He's the bookkeeper. He's the one who signs the checks. Now, if you watch the news, you're not going to hear any of this. And I'm not saying it's fake news or anything. I'm just saying no one takes the time to read the documents, and they're all out. We live in the United States. We have the opportunity to see everything. And I just asked for it, and I got it. All 25 pages. So now his situation is that his entire corporation is going through a legal battle. And this is what it is. People of the state of New York, Trump Corporation Grand Jury County, New York. Scheme to defraud in the first degree, 10 to 20 years, first degree. False and fraudulent pretenses, presentations and promises. The defendants, Donald J. Trump. Now, if you watch the news, you're not going to hear any of this. And I'm not saying it's fake news or anything. I'm just saying no one takes the time to read the documents, and they're all out. We live in the United States. We have the opportunity to see everything. And I just asked for it, and I got it. All 25 pages. Trump Organization accounting functions, including payroll, is all done by this group. And this is the scheme. Beginning in 2005 up to January 30th, 2021, they devised and operated a scheme to defraud the federal and New York State and New York City tax authorities. The scheme was intended to allow certain employees to substantially understate their compensation from Trump Organization so that they could and did pay federal state tax at a much lower rate and get refunds. One of the largest individual beneficiaries of the defendant scheme was Allen Weisselberg. Weisselberg thereby evaded approximately $556,385 in federal taxes and approximately $106 in state taxes. That's because he says he wasn't living in that state, and he was. Here he's saying that he was not living in West Manhattan, but he was. He was living at Trump Place. And he paid taxes at a much lower rate in a totally different location, and yet he was living in this location. So from beginning in 2005, part of the scheme was to defraud through Weisselberg, through renting back the house that he got and pay only $1,000 a month. But that meant electricity, utilities, house, car, maid service, garage, everything was paid, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. All that was free for him. And he never put any of this in his W-2 form. And they have two books, one that shows all accounting of everything he was compensated for. The house, the cars, everything. Coming to $1,174,000 untaxed income as a result of that. And that's all the way up to January 20th, just not long ago. And then again, on May 2005, Trump Corporation rented the Riverside Boulevard apartment to Weisselberg and began a process for all that period of time of paying extremely low rent and cutting any ties to paying any kind of taxes. Then he occupied that apartment from 2005 to 2012, paying only $1,000 a month. This is a high-rise, multi-million-dollar apartment in Trump Tower. Then he was given cash for personal use, large amounts of cash. And this was during Christmas time, like $36,000. And they put it on the book saying holiday entertainment. But it wasn't. It was for him to buy gifts for himself and his family. Taxes that he would approximately paid was $29,400. He was compensated. What's weird is that all this is in books, yeah, all held by Trump himself. because Trump wanted to make sure that no one got any more than what they were agreed to be paid. But he wanted to pay it under the table. And then he started giving apartments and school and cars to family and friends and other employees so he can cut out making payments to these people. Yeah, and that's how they get paid. He was paid $51,000 a year. You know he made a lot more than that. And this just shows the process of Weisselberg is the first one, but in it, this moves on to the second stage. And the second stage is co-conspirators. There's co-conspirator number one, which is Donald Trump, the president. Yeah, and he is the number one person who came up with the whole idea and laid it down, and it's in there. It says that about him. Then it says that people like his son, they don't mention his son, but these are all people who are in the board, and all the people in the board are his children. You know, so all of them got houses, apartments, they got cars, they got education, and they got bonuses at the end of the year, which is paid to them under other businesses so that they could take cash and walk around with $1 million and never have to pay tax on it. And this is all your energy. Yeah, this is all of our energy. This is money that should be going to the poor. It should be going to building schools. That's what taxes are for. But these people, just a small group of 10, 12 people, are holding back millions and millions and millions of dollars. Right here is $196,245 in compensation he received during tax of 2005 to 2017. And that was just compensation. And then he started receiving, Weisselberg, he started receiving tens of thousands of dollars for refunds, for taxes, because he said, I didn't make any money. So then they gave him money, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars of money. And they're really pissed off at that, because that went on over years and years and years. So this keeps going with Weisselberg, and then it moves on to the next stage, which is where they create an entire process, the operation of the conspiracy. They show every single angle of this thing, how every area of it is brought into and makes money and delivers that money, and how each and every person, but they have to get Weisselberg. He's the bookkeeper. He's the one who signs the checks. Yeah. So that process of him coming in handcuffs yesterday, going in and being indicted with these 25 pages read off to him. Yeah? And every single one of these counts, they're called counts. Every single one of them, he has to defend himself on. So that means that when he defends himself and says, nope, that didn't happen, then they say, well, it's in the books right here. And here's a check signed by Trump. And here it is over here. You are the one that's authorizing it, you know? And now you're also the one who runs this business over here that handed out these checks. So you're the one who did that, you know? And there's no way he can go, no, this didn't happen, because it's all right there in front of him. So he lies. So after you go through, he's got like 15 to 20 counts, yeah, that's coming up against him. He's going to get through 3 of them. And after the 3rd count, they're going to go, okay, right now we have 15 years you're going to spend in prison because we know you lied, just on these 3. And we're going to keep going, you know, because you're digging your grave. You're never going to come out, you know. And it's all true. It's going to happen like this. And they're going to say it to him just like that, yeah. And he's going to get a very intense feeling that this is all set up by Trump. Trump's a very evil guy. He's not who I thought he was. I'm going to hell. My family's going down with me. Yeah? And his family's going down with him. Are we going to do this for him? Yeah? And he had his lawyer, the guy he had before, who paid off everybody and lied for everybody. He would not be turned at any time until he was in jail and had this very thing happen to him. And he turned. And the reason why he turned is because he realized Trump was blatantly evil, and that he was a co-conspirator of evil, and that he was covering up evil, and he was going to go to jail for it so evil can continue and not have to pay. None. I mean, the raping of little girls and all the things this poor guy had to cover up on. You know, now he's standing back going, I'm going to just write books about this because I can't believe I got out of this without being dead. Yeah? But that's what happens when you turn, when you really turn on a lunar lord. They have no power anymore. Oh.